Hi, welcome to the first video of the onboarding series. In this video we are going through the basic controls and navigation. This is the main menu. It's the first thing you see when you log in. Here you'll find tools, visualizations, and articles, and then a coming soon section with some of the tools we are working on. You can navigate to any tool just by clicking on it, and you can always go back to the main menu by clicking on the logo on the top left. On the top right corner you find the user menu, which has settings, feedback, get started, which shows the welcome message in case you miss it. Then force refresh, which is useful sometimes to ensure you have the latest version running. Logout to log out, and close, which just closes the menu, as well as clicking outside of it. Now, at the bottom of your screen, you'll find the controls bar. This is always available. No matter where you go, you'll always see the controls bar below. The first element in the controls bar is the play button. When you click it, it's going to start the timer, and you'll see the metronome moving, and you'll hear the click. Then we have the instrument panel. Here, you can choose which instrument you want to hear when playing inside VOGUM. And as you see, I'm using a Rhodes piano right now. I'm playing this with my MIDI keyboard, by the way. You can also use your computer keyboard. I'm using my computer keyboard now. You can choose any other instrument. It will download it, for example, a trumpet. And that's it. I'm going to stick with the Rhodes. For now, it's so cool. I love it. And then you have the on-screen instrument. You can choose what octaves you want to see. And you can select the sustain mode to input notes individually, one by one, which comes very handy if you are using your mobile phone, for example. It's going to look like this. And you can input notes without having any devices like MIDI devices or whatever. So yeah, by the way, this works on mobile exactly the same way. It just adapts to any screen size. So it's going to look like that on mobile. You can play all the notes together. You can clear that. And you can click here to close it again. Then we have the metronome. The metronome is always ready to use on any screen. When you start the controls bar, it's going to start the metronome. And it's very easy. You can use any patterns. You can just click on it. And for example, if you want to practice odd meters, you could do this. And you can use the tap tempo button to do like tick tock tock tick tock. That's it, maybe a bit slower. And there you go, you have a clave. So this is always ready, and you can use it in any screen. We'll see more about that later. Next, we have the tuner. The tuner is also always available, and it will recognize your pitch. Sorry, I'm not a very good singer, but that's what it does. It's just a tuner, but it's always available for you to use. Next, we have the audio input button. This is going to open your mic. So if you're not using headphones, it might cause some feedback, especially on mobile phones. The audio input is useful for some visualizations and tools like the spectrogram, for example, anything that requires an audio input. When you open it, you will be able to listen to yourself with some reverb. So you have to explicitly click here to open it. Then we have a big mute button, just in case. You can just mute all the output, clicking that. And then we have the mixer. In the mixer, you can adjust the levels for your instrument, the metronome, you can mute it, going all the way down. You can bring it back. And for your microphone, and this is the master, which controls just all the audio output. And for example, if you go through some tool that has its own audio output, like the drone here, the drone will get added to the mixer as a new track. So if you start the drone, you can adjust its level here. Okay, and last but not least, we have the MIDI input button, which shows you the MIDI activity. And you can choose your MIDI input here. I'm using my Arturia Keylab now. And that's it. We cover all the navigation basics and controls of VOGUM. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the onboarding series.